All right, so for Tuesday, what is the distance from point A to point B on the number line? So point A is at -2 and point D is at 1.5. So all you have to do is figure out how to get from -2 to -5. So you're really just doing absolute value. So you're doing -2 minus 1.5 and you're finding the absolute value of that. So -2 minus 1.5 is -3.5 and the absolute value of that is just positive 3.5. So your answer here was just 3.5. All right, the same setup as the problem to the left, fill in the blank. So again, you want the two numbers in the middle to add up to be the bottom number, and then you want the two numbers in the middle to multiply to be the top number. So you need to first do 39 minus 25. That's going to equal 14. So if you got 14 here, you're just going to do 14 times 25 to get that top number. And that's going to be 350 are your solutions. So you should have answered both. You should have put both answers there. All right, moving on. Which of the equations below has no solution? So no solution means that it's going to end up giving you a false statement at the end. So when I solve A, I only have one variable, so I know I'm going to end up with x equaling to something. That's one solution. Same thing here. I only have one variable, one x, so x is going to equal something. That's also one solution. Here, I already have my x equals something, so that's one solution, which only leaves this middle one, this c, as our solution. And you know that because if you go ahead and cancel out those x's because they're the same. So if I were to move one of my x's to either side, it really doesn't matter. They'd cancel each other out and I'd be left with 9 equals 4, which is not true. It's false. Oops. So not true, which is no solution. And that's it for that one. All right, moving on, which does not describe m minus 5. So the difference between m minus 5, we know that difference means subtraction. So this one works out for us. 5 less than m. If 5 is less than something else, and that something else goes first, so that m is the first one, so that's correct. Which means that C has to be your solution here, because m less than 5 would actually look like this. 5 minus m, which is not what we want. And then m decreased by 5 is exactly m minus 5. Okay, so that works. All right, moving on. If 8 plus x equals -8, then find the value of -2x plus 6. So you need to solve for x first. So solve for x first. All right, so you're going to subtract 8 from both sides first. So x is going to equal -16, and then you're just going to substitute. Okay, so it's time to substitute. Okay, so we've got -2 times our x, which is -16, plus 6. I've got 32 plus 6, which is 38. And you are done there. Next, solve the equation and justify each step with an algebraic property. So you're going to move all your variables to one side. I'll move my 7x over here because it's smaller. So I have x plus 15 equals -8. I'll move my 15 to the right. So x is equal to -23. And that was it for this one. And you just needed to write which operations you use. So I used subtraction twice. So I would have said subtraction there. You could have also gone the other way and added 8 to both sides. So you could have actually used subtraction and addition. So possibly addition as well. All right, solve m equals h minus w over 8, solving for h. So we have m equals that. I'm not going to rewrite that. So I'm first going to move this 8 away. Since it's being divided, I'll multiply it to both sides. So I'll have 8m equals h minus w, and I'm solving for h. So I'll just add w to both sides. So h is going to be equal to 8m plus w. And that's it for this one. And then I'm going to solve that same equation where I had m equals h minus w over 8, but this time I'm solving for w. So I'll do the exact same thing. I'll multiply the 8 and the m. I'm really multiplying 8 on both sides, equals h minus w. So then I'll subtract h from both sides. Negative w is going to equal 8m minus h. I'm going to divide everything by -1 to get w by itself. I want positive w. So I have w equals negative 8m plus h. And that is my solution. And we're finished with Thursday. Thank you.